This incredible knockout comes courtesy of Glory champion Petchpanomrung. A Thai sensation who many consider to have the pound-for-pound hardest kick in combat sports today. His opponents leave the round knowing exactly where they got kicked. And when he hits the pads, it sounds like thunder. I know this firsthand because I was fortunate enough to film Petch at his gym in Vancouver, where he was kind enough to explain to me how he set up his insane jump kick KO. As well as the secrets behind his crushing signature roundhouse. There's a famous saying, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And Petch seems to have really taken that idea to heart, seemingly attempting to get all 10,000 kicks out each and every time he fights or trains. But before he can land his insane roundhouse, he needs to set it up. Against opponents who rely on the high guard, Petch explains he likes to double jab to raise their arms up high. And this will clear way for a body kick. When asked about aggressive opponents, Petch says he likes to feint a kick or a knee. Just the threat is usually enough to stop them cold or even back them up. Where he can follow up with an attack if there's an opportunity. But if the feints don't work, he could always just drive them into a real knee. In pad works and in real fights, Petch loves to double up on his kicks. And uniquely, the second kick can hit just as hard as the first. By changing targets or the kind of kick, like pairing a teep with a roundhouse, Petch can use one attack to clear an opening for the next, using the opponent's defensive reaction against them. Now let's look at the secrets behind how Petch throws his signature move. Petch's kicks are unique, elegant, and brutal. Each individual element, every single motion, works perfectly for what he's trying to achieve. Sometimes he throws his kicks faster than his opponent throws their jab. They're also unpredictable. His opponents have a very hard time telling where Petch is aiming. And that's kind of important because the only thing more painful than blocking one of Petch's roundhouses is not blocking one. A big part of this is that Petch prefers to step toes straight, then turn his foot over as he kicks. Rather than step out to begin with like many famous Dutch-style kickboxers. This means when he first initiates the kick and opponents have a split second to decide how to defend, his foot doesn't give away what strike will be coming by turning out. It could just as easily be a teep or a knee. For leg kicks, Petch says he prefers to use more of a rising kick, taking a very straight upward angle to his target. This tight angle works very well for slicing up between his competitor's legs to target their inner knees or thighs, crashing into them before they have time to blink. Because this kind of kick can get there so quickly, it's ideal for counters, or for skimming underneath the check to catch the support leg. But Petch says that the higher the target, the wider he makes the arc of his attack. So while a leg kick is tight, a body kick will have more of a loop. But it'll still be tight enough to sneak underneath an opponent's elbow. Alternatively, Petch's body kicks are ideal for countering punches, where the opponent's attack has their left side wide open and their balance already compromised. A head kick will arch even wider than a body kick, enough to go over and around an opponent's guard or parry. He'll also lean far back, counterbalancing for extra distance. Petch seems totally willing to connect with his foot too, rather than insist on the instep or shin for maximum safety. Petch's philosophy is to always throw with the intent of full power above anything else, favoring impact over defense or balance. He swings his arms as hard as he can and leans the full weight of his body into his attacks. He's willing to miss big sometimes because when he does connect, it really makes an impact. The whole philosophy here is high risk, high reward. If the opponent is on the move, Petch will make one final adjustment, hopping as he extends his kick. Since Petch prefers to rise up rather than sink down into his kick, this is a natural last-second addition. The hop can create enough distance for full extension or help to close the distance. While it isn't something he says he practices on purpose, it does happen from time to time, as it did with his insane knockout of Isbiri. Sensing his opponent was tiring, Petch says he made the conscious decision to take his weakened kicks on his guard. So he took the kick, then pushed him back into the ropes. From there, he changed angles and leaped into a flying roundhouse, driving the full weight of his body into his opponent and scoring one of the coolest KOs of all time. You can see Petch back in action on Saturday, May 27th at Glory 86. Link to the info below. He'll be taking on an opponent with a vastly different style in Chick Musa.
84 professional bouts.
Yeah, it's a left hook, just came up on top. Put him on wobble legs.
And it's those kinds of matchups that are always the most fun to watch for me personally. If you have the chance, check out Petch's gym, Muay Thai Academy in Vancouver. Link to the info below. And they didn't ask me to say that. It's just a really fun, welcoming environment filled with high-level coaches with a wealth of skill and knowledge. And I'll definitely be stopping by to train myself since I just moved to Vancouver. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.